It's finally time. Top 10 time. Time we take a look at my top 10 action figures of 2020. Horrible year, but great for figures. Oh my gosh, this list was very, very hard to make. But I think I've boiled it down. I think I've kind of positioned it where I want. Some honorable mentions. The Lightning Collection SPD Blue is amazing. NECA King Kong. There's a lot of other figures in this list where I'm like, it goes to everyone in the line, but this is like the one that stands out right now. You know, stuff like that. There's just been so much good stuff. The skeleton from Storm Collectibles, I love that. There's been so much that I just love. But this is my top 10 list, and we need to get it right into it. So this is number 10, Silver Centurion. I was thinking about making, like having the War Machine on this list, but I didn't want to double on War Machines. This spot basically goes to both Silver Centurion and War Machine. So, how do you... I can never remember. Is it... I used to say Centurion, but I don't think it's right. Centurion? I don't remember how you say it. But yeah, I love this figure. I picked him basically just for variety, even though I think I kind of prefer the War Machine a little bit. But still, I love this figure. Absolutely love it. So that's my number 10. Number 9, it's kind of surprising how low he is on the list, but he's still amazing. But I prefer the newer one that's come out. I prefer the Beskar, but I still, 2020-wise, love the original TVC Mandalorian. I also love the Cara Dune, and they've done so many other great figures in TVC. This is one of my favorites. Not my absolute favorite, but one of my favorites. Really, really nice figure. So he's definitely number 9. Number 8, this figure was just so hype for me, and I love the head sculpt, and I love the color, that I had to have another Iron Man figure on the list. And that goes to the Atmosphere Armor from the Gamerverse. I reviewed this guy. So far, I've reviewed all these figures that I'm talking about. There's maybe been a couple I haven't reviewed. But yeah, this is... look at that head sculpt. I still love it. It's still one of the best head sculpts I think they've ever done. I love the blue. It's... Oh my gosh, it is so good. It's so good. I really just don't have much else more to say about that. Then next up... I consider myself very lucky to own this figure. I have not been as lucky with the recent batch, but I do have the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. And this spot basically goes to all of Classified that I've gotten so far. Snake Eyes, Cobra Trooper, Beachhead. I also have Beachhead, I know. And Cobra Commander. But I think the Cobra Trooper is just my favorite. I think he's my favorite out of all of them so far. I'd love to get the Viper. I don't think that's going to happen, at least not the Cobra Island version. I hope they do release a normal version, but honestly, I think the Cobra Island version of the Trooper is better than the Infantry. I love the extra accessories. I love the look of him. He's so cool. Definitely up there among one of my favorite figures of the year, for sure. Hands down. Hands freaking down, man. Come on, Mando. Gotta work with me a little bit here. Gotta work with me. Anyways, next up, I can never keep track. What are we at? 10, 9, 8, 7. I do that in every single one of my countdown videos. I have to go back and recount. Number 6. This is the only Black Series figure on the list, because if you know me, I don't really collect Black Series anymore. I love the new Stormtrooper mold. I did buy that, and I love it. Honorable mention, but this Bly is so good. I love it so much. I'm such a sucker for this Bly. It's probably one of the last figures from the old clone mold we're going to see. I love it. It's a shame about the chin. I wish it had the stripe, but it still looks really good. Still feels great, still poses great, because I prefer the old mold. I'm sorry, I do. Yeah, I love this Bly. I really hope we get the rest of the Revenge of the Sith Commanders in Black Series, but Bly, definitely worthy of being number 6. So we'll just put him there. And then, number 5. I'm kind of surprised he's number 5 on the list. But I do have to give a shout out to... It pretty much goes to all of them. I know last year, these past few years, these have been like some of the top. But number 5, just for now, goes to NECA TMNT. Just the movie stuff in general. I've kind of swapped it out every time I do this list. I've shown like the normal Shredder, normal Foot Soldier. I actually did only get this guy in 2021, but I'm just showing him here because I feel like it. Super Shredder. These things are just gorgeous. They're amazing. Every single figure they release in the TMNT movie line is outstanding. Seriously. Probably the worst one is Splinter, just because it's Splinter. He's kind of a little thinner, not as durable. He just doesn't feel as nice and chunky in your hands, but still, it's a really good Splinter figure. And this Super Shredder is great. I do have Toka and Razar, and I do have KC as well. I only got them in 2021. NECA sent them to me in 2021, but I'm gonna cluster them into 2020 because 2021. Let's calm it down with the NECA TMNT stuff because they've been on the list like 2-3 years in a row. Next up, number 4. Another one I'm kind of surprised isn't as high up on the list is Revoltech War Machine. I love this figure. It's so good. It's not perfect because the armatures droop, and they're just not tight really at all. That's honestly a really big issue. But other than that, man, I love this figure. I've had so much fun with it. I haven't messed with him in a little bit, but he is by far one of the most fun action figures I've gotten. The Iron Man I did also get this year. He would have been in the top figures of last year if I would have gotten my shipment in time, but I didn't. So, but yeah, we do have the redemption of War Machine being on the 2020 list instead of the 2019 list. So there's War Machine at number 4. Number 3 goes to all 3 ARC Troopers. All 3. I'm just showing 5s because 5s is the one that I feel like we've needed the longest. But man, the TVC ARC Troopers. These figures are dreams come true, man. As a 3 3/4 inch clone fan, these things are so good. I have no complaint. I really have no complaints with these pretty much. I mean, there's a couple individual issues, like with Jesse not having the right helmet, and like sometimes the weapons don't stay in the hands or whatever, but they look at that. If you haven't gotten your hands on the ARC Troopers and you're a clone fan, you got to get them. You got to get them. You can get the ARC Troopers. They're more expensive. I think the prices that Tung Hori is offering on his website are worth it. You can get Jesse and Echo on Tung Hori's site if you don't want to wait for individual releases. But you can get Jesse single-carded. So there's my other TVC figure in the list. Goes to all 3, but I'm just showing 5s. And then number 2, he would have been number 1 if something completely unfair didn't also come out this year. Hush Batman. Ooh. Yes, please. I love it. By far my favorite Batman figure. It's honestly everything I could have asked for. Blue Batman, giant wired cape, gray outfit, no yellow oval on the bat symbol, awesome accessories, Bruce Wayne head, cool head sculpts. He's amazing. He's perfect. He feels great as well. He's just such an awesome figure, and I really have no other words, really. I reviewed him. I think I have reviewed all these figures. I think I've reviewed every single figure besides the NECA TMNT, which I think I'll do another video on them here soon. But yeah, check out my reviews on these guys if you want to see more of my opinion. But number 1, come on. Just, come on, man. What'd you think? What'd you think number 1 was going to be? Come on. It's this guy is in a different ballpark. It's kind of unfair to put him on the list, but Hot Toys Cody is by far my favorite figure of 2020. By far, no contest. He is gorgeous. He is my baby. I love him. He is my new adoptive son. He is my favorite Cody collectible, my favorite Clone Trooper collectible, my favorite clone item thing ever, my favorite Cody thing ever. It is like in my top 3 things ever that I love in life. Okay, maybe not that. It's just a toy. But I love it. It's such a great figure. And 2020, man, it's been amazing. So I just want to make sure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8. Yeah, I did it right. I wanted to make sure I had the right amount. I think there was one time I did a list and I didn't have the right amount. But yeah, there we go, guys. Can't really see them all because of Cody. But there's my top 10 figures. You can't even see Mando. That's a shame. There we go. It's my top 10 figures of 2020. Such an amazing year for figures, honestly. And this does not include Transformers. This does not include Gundam models. That is a separate video. That will be top 10 robots of 2020. So check that out. That will be part 2. And part 3 will be top 10 pickups of 2020. Figures that I got in the year that did not come out in the year. Spoiler alert, that list is going to be very heavily 1/6 high-end stuff. I'm sorry, that's just how 2020 worked out for me. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your top 10 figures are in the description below. You can talk about the robots, you can wait until the robot video to talk about your Transformers or whatever. Just let me know. Let me know what your favorite figures are. Let me know your opinions on my top 10. And if there's anything I should have put instead, because your opinion's wrong, J4. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in part 2.